klaseng gobyerno? Ha? A sitting president, hinaharang hindi papasukin sa sesyon. Kung ako'y absent, hinahanap na ako ninyo. Sumusweldo. Hindi nagpapakita. Ngayon, papakita ko dito. Oh, hinara ko ng FBI. Nirwrestling ako doon. Sugat-sugat ako. Pasok. This is the Senate. Wala silang respeto sa institusyon ng Senado. Bakit gano'n ang NBI?
What's up at welcome sa Porch O'Clock. Sa channel nito, may akong sumuri ng mga relo ng mga kilalang personalidad at magbigay sa inyo ng masabot kayang alternatibo. Kung kagaya nyo, kung malamang inagulantang din kayo sa mga pangyayari sa araw na ito sa Senado, May 11th, 2026. Kaya naman sa video nito, minabuti ko na balikan ang mga nasuri ko ng relo ng mga bida sa palabas na ito. Una, ang bagong Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. Pangalawa, ang former Senate President Tito Soto. At pangatlo, ang James Bond ng Pilipinas, Senator Bato de la Rosa. So basically, throughout this video, I'll be showing recycled clips but I'll be updating you on the prices where I think relevant. Hindi na akong papaligoy-ligoy pa. Tara na! Pagdating sa relo ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, kailangan nating tingnan yung size ng case. Medyo malaki yan. Yung shape ng case na parang yung lugs niya medyo edgy. Merong crown at the 4 o'clock position. Pag tumingin na tayo dun sa dial, mapapansin natin puti ang dial pero may sub-dial na kulay itim. No? At dahil sa mga katangian na tingin ko, this is a Chopard LUC 8HF. So ang Chopard po is quite reputable. Matagal na rin silang gumagawa ng mga relo. But they're also a jeweler. Pagdating sa relo na ito, it was released in 2012. And it was considered quite innovative at that time. So ang frequency po kasi nito is 8 Hz, no? Ibig sabihin, in 1 second, 8 beses po gumagalaw yung second hand. Comparing that to other movements, mga entry-level na ETA and Celita movements, typically 4 Hz. So this one beats twice as fast as those watches. And it was considered quite innovative at that time. But personally, hindi po ako fan masyado because of the size and parang masyadong techy yung dating sa akin nung relo. Discontinued na po ang relo na ito, but on the secondary market, I've seen it for up to 73,000 Hong Kong dollars. Yan po ay mga 530,000 pesos pag kinonvert po, no? But plus shipping, taxes and duties pa kasi wala po niyan sa Philippine secondary market as far as I know. And so, dahil hindi po ako fan nitong relo na ito at may kamahalan siya, tumingin po ako sa isang relo na may konting characteristics na katulad nito but not super the same. In the Stova Antea KS. So, ang relo po na ito, I like it for its simplicity. Kaya ako ito napili dahil sa sub-dial na seconds po. Pati the shape of the lugs, medyo similar but that's where the similarities end. I really like this watch dahil sobrang simple, very German, very straightforward. It borrows from the Bauhaus design principles. Para naman sa Stova na ito, nagkaroon na ng price increase and it now sells for 1,052 euros in Philippine peso terms. Ay na nasa mga 75,500 pesos plus shipping, taxes, and duties pa kasi you would have to import the watch. But still, my opinion about this watch has not changed. I think it's a really good looking watch. Pero I've experienced a watch from Stova. High quality po ang mga relo nila. German design and German quality. That's why I really like the Stova Antea KS.
Complaint na ito ay tumutukoy sa 20th Congress, hindi ng 19th Congress.
In my opinion, Mr. President, kasi kahit sumagot ang 19th na there in
Dito sa footage nito, no, kay Alan Peter Cayetano, kailangan natin silipin yung case color nung relo. Itim po yan. Mapapansin nyo yung strap din niya itim. Tapos mapapansin nyo merong pushers, kaya chronograph ito. Yung hands niya, kitang-kita. At mapapansin nyo sa bezel ng relo, meron parang white text, no? At dahil po sa mga katangian na yan, tingin ko this is an IWC. More specifically, the IWC Pilot's Watch Performance Chronograph 41 Mercedes AMG Petronas F1 Team. Ngayon, mahaba po ang pangalan na yan. Let's just call it the IWC Pilot's Watch Performance Chronograph. Ang IWC po, kilala talaga yan sa mga pilot's watches, no? As mentioned in prior videos, nag-supply po yan ng mga relo sa German Air Force. At sa mga relong ito po, pinakamahalaga yung legibility, no? So for this watch, kaka-check ko lang sa boutique ng IWC. It currently retails for 960,000 pesos. That being expensive, kailangan po natin isipin kung ano ang alternative, no? And in this case, I selected the Seiko SSC 917P1. Yan po ay dahil sa pagiging chronograph ng relo, merong black case and strap, may tachymeter din doon sa bezel. Ang key concession lang, yung solar movement and the quality of the finishing. Obviously, mas mataas po yan pag IWC. Pero may advantages naman, no? Ang solar movement. Parang set and forget po. Hindi nyo kailangang isipin masyado kung gagana ba itong relo na ito today. Ang SRP po ng relong ito is 36,400 pesos. But in authorized dealers such as at Tokyo, no, maaari po kayo makakuha ng discount. Pero kung interested kayo to buy the watch now, I've put the link to the Seiko boutique in the Philippines para ma-access nyo, where you can see the watch. And this watch po, no, yung Seiko Speed Timer, marami pong nakaganyan. And I think for good reason. This is a good looking watch at a great price point. And especially kung hesitant pa kayo mag-invest in highly priced pieces such as the IWC, I think you cannot go wrong with a chronograph from Seiko, especially the Speed Timer.
Dahil sa tingin ko, kulang.
Ayan, tingnan po natin ng maigi dito yung relo na suot ni Tito Sotto. Una yung case-shape, tapos merong pushers above and below the crown. Mapapansin nyo din, puti yung dial niya and meron siyang sub-dial. Tapos yung bezel niya, matte yan, with raised polished markers or numbers. At dahil po dyan, tingin ko ito ay isang Yachtmaster 2 in full white gold with a platinum bezel. Specifically, the reference 116689. Ngayon, ang Yachtmaster 2 po, meron po yung complication na tinatawag na regatta timer, which can only time up to 10 minutes, no? And that's very strange kasi pag tinignan nyo po yung case shape, iisipin nyo, chronograph ito, especially with the pushers. Pero hanggang 10 minutes lang yung tinatime niya. And specifically, panggamit po ito right before mag-start ang isang sailing race or isang regatta. Discontinued na po ang relong ito, in part dahil medyo niche nga yung complication niya, hindi masyadong pumatok ang Yachtmaster 2. Ang Yachtmaster 2 naman na ito in the full white gold case and bracelet, I now see it sell in the secondary market for up to 43,500 British pounds in Philippine peso terms. Yan ay nasa mga 3.7 million pesos plus shipping, taxes, and duties pa. Kasi at present, I don't see it sell in the secondary market dito sa Pilipinas. Ngayon, in terms of the alternative naman, I went for the monochromatic look and the timer functionality. I settled on the Timex Waterbury chronograph. Ngayon, ang concession nyo lang po dito, itong relo na ito is it has a quartz movement rather than the automatic we can find in the Yachtmaster 2. Bukod po dyan, stainless steel po ito imbis na white gold. Pero when it comes to the functionality, iba din sila. Kasi mas capable actually yung Waterbury, no, in this case. Yung SRP po ng relo na ito is 17,000 pesos. But it's on sale right now. 10% off po yan sa website ng Timex Philippines. Link in the description below. Pero sa totoo lang po, mahirap po maghanap ng alternative for the Yachtmaster 2, especially in this configuration. But I think you would have to settle for the Timex in this case.
Board chairman ako noong 2008, nakita ko yung statistics. Mula nung ginanap yung batas ng Republic Act 9165 na ako rin na principal.
Pag tiningnan po natin yung case-shape ng relo na suot ni Tito Sotto dito, para pong una, no, that's what they call a cushion style case. And then mapapansin nyo po at the crown, parang merong device na nagpo-protect dun sa crown. Mapapansin nyo rin po, no, merong sub-dial for the seconds sa 9 o'clock position, meron ding date at the 3 o'clock position, tapos yung case color po niya, parang pinkish gold siya. That makes me think this is a Panerai Luminor, specifically the Gold Tech version, reference PAM 01112. Ang Panerai po, napaka-iconic niyan with a distinctive style. A person na nasa kabilang side po ng isang silid. Mapapansin nyo agad na naka-Panerai siya dahil malaki to at yun nga, yung case shape niya, very, very distinctive po. No? Malaki-laki ang size ng mga Panerai. Nasa 44mm po ang size ng relo na to. At as a bit of history, yung Panerai po during the World Wars were used by Italian Navy men for use underwater. Kaya even before the submariners and the 50 fathoms of the world with the iconic bezels na are so well known today, meron pong Panerai watches na ginagamit na underwater. Ang gawa po sa Gold Tech ang case na ito, which is a proprietary material of Panerai na 75% gold, 24% copper with a bit of aluminum mixed in there. Ang Panerai naman SRP ito po ay now ng seat relo sell na in to the secondary market for up to 26,400 euros in Philippine peso terms. Iyan ay nasa mga 1.9 million pesos plus shipping, taxes and duties pa kasi hindi ko rin siya nakikita. Currently sell in the secondary market dito sa Pilipinas. So sa pagpili po ng alternative, naisip ko na kailangan medyo hawig niya naman yung Panerai in terms of the case shape, pati yung size, dapat malaki-laki po yan. At naisip ko din na kailangan medyo gold yung appearance niya. Dito po sa part na to, medyo nahirapan ako maghanap ng parang rose gold na kulay, no? Kaya I went with something closer to yellow gold. At dahil dito po, I landed on a brand called Panzera. It's an Australian brand. Yung watches po nila designed and put together in Sydney, no? Specifically, this is the Panzera Aquamarine 45 with a blue dial and a blue leather strap. Ngayon, this century lang nabuo ang brand na to, pero tingin ko okay lang kasi yung movement nito is a Seiko NH35 movement na mass-produced naman po. So even if you buy the watch, kahit sinong watchmaker po, tingin ko, mare-repair po nila yung watch kung magkaroon po ng problema. Meron lang pong concessions kasi yellow gold po ito at yun nga, mass-produced yung movement unlike the Panerai na medyo upscale na po yung movement niya. No? Walang retailer po ang Panzera dito sa Pilipinas. Pero you can order online. Ito namang Panzera, I now see it sell on their website for 53,000 pesos plus shipping, taxes, and duties pa. Kaya kung gusto niyo lang po i-try yung Panerai, magandang choice po ito para masubukan nyo before investing a lot of money into that kind of shape of a watch and the size din. No? Medyo daunting yung size ng mga Panerai. Kaya I suggest kung gusto nyo i-try, subukan nyo muna with other brands like this Panzera.
Ngayon,
pag tingnan po natin yung relo ni Senator Bato dito, mapapansin nyo parang merong kabuti dun sa 10 o'clock position ng case. Yan ay isang helium escape valve. Meron din po itong dive bezel at meron itong parang mesh style na bracelet, no? At in some footage, bukod dito, napansin ko na meron itong aged or parang luma na itsura or dating. At dahil dyan, tingin ko ito po ay isang Omega Seamaster 300M. Not just any Omega Seamaster 300M. Specifically, the one that was used sa film na No Time to Die. Isa pong James Bond na movie, no? Caveat ko lang kasi in the past si Senator Bato, no, napagkamalan na merong Patek Philippe Nautilus with Tiffany blue dial na turns out isang modded watch pala. At dahil po dyan, hindi ko po maigagaranti na ito ay isang Omega Seamaster 300M, the No Time to Die version. But still, tingin ko malapit-lapit naman ako kasi total, James Bond po ng Pilipinas si Senator Bato. All that said, pag tiningnan nyo po itong relong ito, mapapansin nyo, parang napaka-stealthy ng look. Wala pong polished surface sa relo na ito. Gumagamit ito ng titanium na napakagaan po na metal at mapapansin nyo medyo aged nga. So, parang stealthy, no, yung dating niya. At Daniel Craig had a hand in designing this watch. That's why I think this is such an important watch, no, involving the actor who will use the watch in the design process. It's, I think, quite unique, no? Not saying that it's right or that it's the best for the movie or for the watch. I think it's just a unique move on the part of Omega and the creators of the James Bond film. That said, ang key characteristics nito, bukod sa titanium and yung pagiging stealthy niya, yung broad arrow na makikita nyo sa dial. Typically po, ang ibig sabihin yan, pagmamayari po ito ng British government. And that makes this a divisive choice on the part of Omega, although they did ask for permission from the British government, no? Kasi hindi naman totoong tao si James Bond, pero nilagyan ng ganitong simbolo sa isang totoong relo na isusuot ng ilang mga tao, no? Kaya medyo strange choice. Personally, I didn't mind it. And I personally like the design of this watch. In fact, naging owner po ako ng relong to for a very brief period of time. What really put me off was yung pagiging magaan po ng relo, pati yung helium escape valve. I just decided in the end, it was not for me, and I ended up selling the watch and obtaining a better piece. Isa pa po yung kwento para sa ibang video. Itong Omega Seamaster No Time to Die, if I'm not mistaken, yung retail price niya as of today would be around 600,000 pesos, but I see it sell in the secondary market for up to 500,000 pesos. Most people po, no, including myself, I actually prefer the alternative that I'm proposing dahil nga dun sa helium escape valve, no. Ito po ay isang Seiko, ang SRPD 73. Napili ko to kasi meron din po siyang mesh style na bracelet at medyo aged din po yung itsura ng relo with a dive bezel. So I think akma po, no, na alternative ito. Ang masasabi ko lang sa relo na to, it's a great watch when you're just getting into mechanical watches, which is yung target audience po, no, nung mga video ko. Yung SRP po nito, lampas lang ng konti sa 18,700 pesos. I've put the links in the description as well para kung interested po kayo, I encourage you to buy the watch, to give it a shot yourself. I have tried one on myself and I think yung fit po ng mga Seiko 5 Sports na dive style watch is very fit, no, for my wrist. So I think for most men out there and even for some women, I think this is a great place to start. Dito naman po tayo sa former PNP chief, Senator Bato de la Rosa. Ang kailangan po nating tingnan dito, yung hugis ng case, which is square-shaped. Let's look at the dial. The main dial is colored black. Yung strap nito, black din. Tapos pag tiningnan nyo sa 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock positions, parang may dalawang puti. I think those are sub-dials. Let's look at the position of the crown and the pushers. Nasa isang side lang sila. And dahil sa mga katangian na yan, tingin ko this is a Tag Heuer Monaco. I'll put the specific reference on the screen. Ang relo na ito is quite iconic for Tag Heuer. And I think this is the first time I'm featuring Tag Heuer on this channel. Marami na pong nagtatanong kung bakit hindi ko na itatampok ang brand na ito. Pero the primary reason is hindi po siya masyadong sinusot ng mga celebrities and politicians. Kaya naman masayang-masaya ako na suot ito ni Senator Bato de la Rosa, or at least that's what I think. Ngayon, ang Tag Heuer, hindi ko rin pinopropose normally as an alternative kasi in terms of the pricing, it's still quite far off. But this watch, I think, is one of the most iconic watches of Tag Heuer, and that's why I think this is very classy on the part of PNP chief or former PNP chief Bato de la Rosa. This specific version of the Tag Heuer Monaco now retails for 563,000 pesos. Ngayon, ang alternative naman na naisip ko is again from a brand na gustong-gusto ko, the brand that is called Brew. Specifically their retrograph in the Technicolor colorway. Ang relo na ito is a bit smaller than the Monaco at 38 millimeters. But the reason I selected it is because of the case shape, the chronograph, and the styling of the sub-dials. Tapos, in terms of the concession, mecha quartz ito compared to the Monaco's mechanical movement. And syempre, the level of finishing is probably not going to be at the same level. But this one is much cheaper. Para naman sa Brew na ito, it now sells on Brew's website for 23,300 pesos, pero plus shipping, taxes, and duties pa. It sells for 22,200 pesos sa website ng Brew, plus shipping, taxes, and duties. But I typically say this, hindi kayo magkakamali sa Brew. It's well loved by the watch enthusiast community. And if you're just going for the look, parang I think from a distance, or especially at great distances from across the room, madaling mapagkamalan na Tag Heuer Monaco ang Brew Retrograph Technicolor. Ayun, nabalikan na natin ang mga sample ng mga relo, ng mga bida sa araw na ito. At sa lahat ng mga relo na tiningnan natin sa video na ito, ang pinaka-paborito ko dyan, yung Omega Seamaster No Time to Die na tingin ko suot ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. I really love the aesthetic of this watch. Kung hindi lang siya magaan, I would have kept this watch. At doon naman tayo sa alternatives. Pinaka-paborito ko naman dyan, The Brew. I think it's really a good-looking watch, especially for that price. And it's a watch that I think resonates with a lot of wristwatch enthusiasts. Pero opinion ko lang po yan. Kung iba po inyong opinion, kung tingin nyo meron pa kayong ibang relo na masangkop bilang alternative, let me know in the comment section down below. Kung nagustuhan nyo yung video nito, please hit the like button. At kung trip nyo yung ganitong klaseng content, watch reviews, pagsuri sa mga relo ng mga kilalang personalidad, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat sa oras ng panonood. Later, Zio!